We're continuing Refuah on Shabbos. So yesterday we spoke about primarily Choleh she'ein by sakanah. Choleh she'ein by sakanah. To conclude, really this is a little bit of an addendum, as Ramesh asked afterwards for just a few more cases. So just to give you a few cases that I mentioned yesterday, some we mentioned together, some we did not. Migraine we spoke about, flu we spoke about. A woman within 30 days of birth, very important idea. A woman within 30 days of birth, post-birth, yes, within 30 days of birth, yes. Right, not, we're going to get to that in a moment. You're talking about ninth month, one moment. A woman within 30 days of birth, Shulchan Aruch has a din of a Choleh she'ein by sakanah. This is nageya to fasting, which really isn't really nageya lemaisa, because it's a little double-edged sword, because if she's within 72 hours, she's making ganzen even Yom Kippur. If it's within a week, it's a little bit less. And then the 30 days, lemaisa, we're going to be making all fast days. Let's leave that. She is a Choleh she'ein by sakanah by definition, and therefore within 30 days of birth, what could she do? She can take medication. Now, I want to expand, that's the purpose of today, is going to be expand the heter of Choleh she'ein by sakanah. But let's just give a few more people in this example. A baby with a diaper rash generally is the din of a Choleh she'ein by sakanah. Now, yesterday, someone asked a question about measuring food for a child. It's not what we're discussing, it's just a similar application, is that a katan has a din of a Choleh she'ein by sakanah. A child, until what age is a big fight, and for what reason is a big fight. Let me explain that very quickly without going too in depth into that's really a topic unto itself. But the tzrachim of a child are deemed a Choleh she'ein by sakanah. So certainly food is a tzarech that everyone agrees, that's not a debated point. Everyone agrees that for a child, food needs, the kid's considered a Choleh. So everyone's here wondering like who cares? Who cares? What would be a good case? Anyone have a good case? A food need that we're going to be making for a child. So you had a case yesterday, but I don't want to go into the Medida case. A food need. Some, no one has a case?
Oh, ribbon, if you could smash food for a child.
Okay, yeah, but we have to find the case. You're being over malacha, boiling water. You know, you need warm milk. Let's say the child only drinks warm milk, and you want to warm up the milk. How are you getting hot water? So you definitely can. That's an issa d'oraisa. This is d'oraisa. But maybe we're going to get a goy in a moment, and we're going to expand this heter to include goyim in 1 second. Let's just get the cases out. High fever. High fever is a good one. High fever usually makes one a Choleh she'ein by sakanah. What's called high fever? This is a nice sugya. There's a famous tshuva from Ramesha. The Ramesha calls someone a Choleh she'yesh by sakanah at a certain level of fever. And the Tzitz Eliezer, who was the Rav in Shari Tzedek Hospital, quite a went to town against that tshuva of Ramesha, and it's a little bit hard to understand what Ramesha meant, but we're just going to leave it as high fever, and what you deem to be a high fever within this category. All we're so far said is you can take Advil. That's all we're talking about right now. And finally is a pregnant woman. Now, pregnant woman is not a klal. Not a klal. That's important to know. I've gotten into trouble. People have gotten upset at me over this, and it's just important to clarify. Meaning, a pregnant woman, we said a moment ago, a woman 30 days after birth is a klal. She has a din of a Choleh she'ein by sakanah. A pregnant woman is not a klal. Meaning, there are some pregnant women, for the first 3 months of their pregnancy, they have a din of a Choleh. They're puking their brains off, they need to be in bed. Or they want to be in bed, as we said, or they should be in bed. There's some women that don't puke for the first 3 months. There's some women that the next 3 months is hard for them. There's some women not. And there are many women that as it gets closer to month number 9, to D-Day, gets shvach. Listen, we all know if we were lugging around a watermelon, there would be much fewer children in this world because no one would be able to handle it more than once. Whereas women, Baruch Hashem, were, blessed to be able to do such a thing. But a woman, as she gets closer to giving birth, often, this is not a rule, but often you have to ask questions if a pregnant woman wants to take medication because of, she has a headache, she has this. Often, listen, her whole body is shter. She's not comfortable, she's whatever. And that is that. Now, this is going to get very, very, we're going to expand this heter immensely right now. Says the Shulchan Aruch, Amir La'akum is Asr. For an Isser Daraisa it's Asr, and to get a guy to do an Isser Darabanan is Asr or Mutter. To have a guy do an Isser Darabanan for you on Shabbos is good, which means it's Asr, barring list of Haterim. So for a guy to do malacha for you in Shabbos is forbidden. That's a hakdama, that's a rule. Good. You all knew that, I hope. So now, but for a choleh she'ein by sakanah, says the Shulchan Aruch, for a choleh she'ein by sakanah, it is mutter. Amira la'akum is mutter. This comes from the Gemara in Shabbos. We're going to read you the Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says in Reish, it's in two places, but let's read it from where we said yesterday, Shin Chav Ches. Let's read it from Shin Chav Ches. Choleh shenafal machmas chol yoy lemishkav ve'ein boy sakana. I'll print out this paper for you also. This is really goes into specifically the Mir Lakum Chilik. Says the Ramah, those are the words we keep on using. The whole body is there. Even though you're walking around, just reading the words we keep on talking about. This is the Ramah. You're in bed. Tell a guy to do whatever you want. Remez, no need. Daraisa, no problem. Darabanan, no problem. A guy could do whatever you want for a chayla. So now let's go back. Guy could do everything. Someone has a flu. Someone has strep. And someone needs medication and you don't have. So now, sometimes in practicality, it's not going to be so simple to do this. It doesn't really happen in the real world. But yeah, theoretically, tell the maid, Nancy, get in the car and go pick me up medicines. That's not such a common case. Though boiling up the water might be a case that might be relevant. Turning on the heat is a very good application. You have your house, your apartment, your room. It's cold. The child is freezing. So you're sweating. Your wife, one second, is cold. So she's nervous that the kid in the fleece onesie, without a blanket, obviously, is Pasha freezing. Don't you see her lips are turning blue? No, lips are not blue. Touch her. It's hot. She's Pasha freezing. She's freezing. What should we do? Should we violate the blanket rule, or what should we do? It's like on stafashais, lemaisa, whatever the story is. You're allowed to have a guy turn on the heat. Turning on heat is what level is, sir? De'araisa. De'araisa is turning on heat. It's a mutter to have a guy turn on the heat for the child. Choleh she'ein by sakanah. Yes, even for heat. I said before, food, even for heat. AC if relevant, not so common for... AC would be good. AC would be the other cases. Like we said, a woman 30 days after birth, and you're in Nevada, and it's 120 degrees, and she's sweating buckets, and she can't handle it. Tell the guy to turn on the air conditioning. Tell the guy straight, no need for a remes. Now, in the pregnant woman, same type of thing. Straight. The heter for a choleh she'ein bei sakana is, now this is, in my feeble mind, one of three rules that every person needs to know about Amir Lakum, because these are heterim, meaning it's mutter. When you said tzarich mitzvah, all the other cases, you have to know what's called a mitzvah, what's called a tzarich gadol, what's called a remes. We all know what is 30 days after birth. We all know what a child is. So in any of those cases, Amir La'akum is mutter. Now, let's expand this for one moment. Yes?
What about, this would be crazy.
You could ask.
Prevent, like, a sickness.
That what?
Prevent the choleh she'ein bei sakanah. Then you can't say Amir La'akum anymore.
You definitely could say Amir La'akum. It's the same dinim. Now, it's not.
You can ask and say, no, the kid's gonna get sick in an hour if you don't.
It's good. So that's the rule. That's the rule we said yesterday. That's our Shlomo Zalman. Well, we shall wait an hour. Let the kid be freezing. The kid starts coughing up a lung, and then tell the guy. That's ridiculous. He has a din of choleh she'ein bei sakanah now. If it's cold in the kid's room, you can ask the guy to turn on the heat. Finished. Now, do you need to? Are you? Yeah. Good. So I said, very good. Good. I want to expand. Let me expand. Good. Let's quickly explain before we have people turning on. No, the child really needs the picture of whatever playing in the room. No, so let's try to explain this. Exactly. For the kid, obviously, the kid loves the Yankees from birth. So let's explain. So the answer is the Ramah said what we just said. What we said, Sarchei Katan Kecholeh She'ein bei Sakanah. Says the Mishnah Berurah, If it's a tzairich. Now, here, and I have this is what I wanted to read for you. Says the Shmir Shabbos Kol Chasai. Yeled, a child. And again, what I'm reading now is not a rule, it's just going to give us a little bit of a taste of what we're talking about. Ad Gil Tisha or Eser, till 9 or 10. That's very old, Rabbi say. Lefi Matzav Hit Patchuto, according to the child's level. Cholash hu begufay, vizokok letipol miyuchad. Is weak and needs TLC. Ulachein etiru chazal la'asois b'shviloi kol ma she'etiru la'asois b'shvil chayle she'ein boy sakanah. Imam then yishayich b'kach if there's a need. V'loi ba'asher la'achanas ma'cholei al gam ba'asher lekol hanochot libriyuto, to his health. Now, doesn't mean for fun, for the kid's health. The tzurachim of a child. Now, when I said it's food, because there are those, and I think it's in Minchas Yitzchak, that says it's dafka food, but Lemaisa, the Mikubal, the Paiskim was like I just said from Mishlam Mizalmin, that it's for everything, it's for everything. And the needs of a child, what are needs of child? Temperature is needs of child, food is needs of child. What else? I don't know. What else would be included? Now, what age? You just saw Shem Zams in 9-10. The Ar Letzion, Rabbi Tzion Abba Shaul says, till 13. She's a katan. That's a little bit extreme. Rav Elyashiv says 2 or 3 for sure, but things that the kid needs more, meaning it's totally in the child.
Why is a kid different than an adult?
So the answer.
What's the difference?
You can handle it.
They're both going to be cold, and they'll both get a cold or a cough or whatever.
So slow. First of all, if an adult, so the answer to your question is, if the adult will get sick, it's mutter also.
Wait, so what is there a difference?
Because children get sick more easily. They're chalash b'tivai. They're weak in thing. And it's a real thing. We're not like playing games. Adults handle things. If you don't have food, I mean, I'm not sure. Let's not talk about food in here. But if you don't have, these people are drooling like to the food come yet. It's 1:37. If you don't have food, normal, healthy individuals are okay with it. Children are not okay with it.
Stubborn is not going to eat anything besides a pizza. You can be like, I'm going to go get you pizza.
Again, I don't think it's didn't stubborn. It has to be something real. It has to be something real. But this is a klal. This is a klal that the needs of a child. What are the needs of a child? Obviously, is up to sane parents to figure out. But again, the examples we just gave are good examples. Another example might be a light on in the room. There's a light on in the kid's room, and the kid won't go to sleep. Kid will go to sleep. Or maybe the opposite, the kid won't go to sleep. Now, that type of thing, if you don't sleep, the lack of sleep in halacha, first of all, is a sickness. And in science, we know it's a sickness also. If someone doesn't sleep, he doesn't feel well, and he'll get sick very, very easily. So, lights on in rooms would be a decent example. A kid won't go to sleep with the light on. You just have to be real. You have to be real.
Put the kid in your room.
So good. So when it comes to something, the answer is yes. In the world of Amir La'akum, the answer is yes. We also have to be real. When it comes to the heat on in the room, it's not going to help. Because there's no heat on probably in either room. The crib is in that room. No, so I'll put 2 pillows on the floor and let the kids sleep on the floor. So if in your world that's normal, which for some people it is, then great. Meaning, for some people, it's like, yeah, the kid all the time sleeps in the stroller, so I'll just put the stroller in my bedroom. You're right, then there is a milah to do that. But if it's not, then you let it. So the heter that we're talking about, and we're going to conclude with the thought-provoking question, with an idea, and how far to take this idea we have to talk about. We just said a woman 30 days after birth is a chayla. We just said a young child's a chayla. We just said possibly in the 9th month a woman's a chayla. And what's allowed? Amira la'akum. That's what we expanded the heter today. Yesterday and the day before was medicine. Today we expanded it to a guy doing whatever is necessary. Tomorrow we're going to talk about what a yid could do. You could also do some level of malacha as well. So now you maybe know why, if you ever look at the Hatzalah cards, Hatzalah I think it's only 5 towns, I don't know elsewhere, that they give you a card when if a woman is pregnant to go to the hospital. And they write in the card, if it's a false alarm, the card basically is for the local car service. And the local car service is a non-Jew. You call them, they come, and you don't pay them, you give them the card, and they work out the money. Very nice service that they do. And it says there, and if it's a false call, you could let the car service bring you home as well. Oh, bring you home with sheikhs, sit in the hotel lobby. What? I don't understand. So maybe based on today's share, you could understand it. We'll pick up from here tomorrow.